Let's have some tea together and talk about your niche. Sound good? So a lot of creators are worried that if they choose a niche, they will be pigeonholed by that, and that will have to be their thing forever, and they won't ever be able to pivot. And that prevents them from ever getting started. So let's talk about what to do so you can avoid being pigeonholed by your niche, follow your curiosities, and also avoid destroying your business. My name is Brian Elwood. I'm an author, an investor, and a coach. And when I first got into the coaching space, I was a real estate investing coach because my background, I've flipped hundreds of houses and purchased a few dozen rental properties. And so when I got into the coaching space, it was like, what are you going to help people with? And that was the only marketable skill that I felt like I had. So that's how I started. And every single piece of content that I put out was about real estate investing. I had a podcast about real estate investing, a YouTube channel, all the other social accounts. And I grew the podcast to getting over 1,000 downloads per episode. And I grew an email list to about 3,000 names. The coaching business was doing pretty well. It was making about $30K per month. But I had a huge problem, is that I was totally sick of real estate investing. Like if I had to help one more person run the numbers on a rental property, I was going to be sick. I really wanted to do something different, but I felt stuck because everybody knew me as the real estate guy. And it's like, how do you pivot to something new? But ultimately, I had to follow my heart because being in the wrong niche is kind of like being in the wrong relationship. And when you know, you know. And so I pivoted. And what I pivoted to was helping people start coaching businesses. That's where my heart lie. And that's what I was really excited to do. The bad news is that when I pivoted, my podcast listens went from like over 1,000 per episode down to less than 100. Yes, I did keep the same podcast and just change the name and change the topic, which that's a questionable decision to talk about another time. But aside from having a good first month with my new offer of helping you start your coaching business, things stalled out pretty quick. And I realized I was going to have to dig my heels in and build an audience all over again, which takes 1, 2, 3 years to do, to have any kind of name recognition in a certain space. And I started to do it wrong again the second time around. I was just making all my content about how to grow your coaching business and kind of becoming known for that. I wrote the book, Nail Your Niche, which would help a coach choose the right niche because I felt like that was my thing because I had chosen the wrong niche and now I chose the right one so I could help other people find the niche that was on their heart. But as I went along, I realized that the niche that we're talking about when we say real estate or coaching business, that's really more in reference to the offer that you're ultimately going to sell people. And yes, it should make up a portion of your content, but if it makes up the entirety of your content, if every video you publish is like, here are the 3 tips to build a 6-figure coaching business. Here are the 5 things to avoid when buying your first rental property. If that's all you put out, then you develop what's called a transactional relationship with your audience. In other words, the person wants real estate tips, you provide real estate tips. If you decide to change your niche, you're no longer of value to that person. And if that person loses interest in real estate, you are also no longer valuable to that person anymore. It is transactional. And so ironically, as I pivoted to helping people start coaching businesses and I went on the journey to try to be the best at helping someone start a coaching business, I learned that if someone's going to start a coaching business, they shouldn't pigeonhole themselves around the niche that they're going to coach people in because they are likely to evolve and change and grow because that's just what we do as human beings. We're not stagnant. We're always learning and growing. If you're watching this, you're probably someone who's into personal development. You read books. You're pushing yourself towards your goals. You're putting yourself in uncomfortable situations. You are going to grow. As a result, the things that you talk about in your content, the things you're going to want to offer people, the niche, as we call it, of your business is also going to have to grow and evolve with you. Otherwise, there will be a disconnect. So what I learned is that the best way to position yourself online is, instead of it being all around a niche, is to go one step broader. Think about the lifestyle that you are selling people. Lululemon, if you don't know them, they make really expensive, high quality yoga pants. I know them well because my wife spends $120 on them once or twice per year. That company did not start out saying, hey, we've got some yoga pants for sale. What they did is they said, we believe in active, fit lifestyle. We believe in yoga. And what they did is they sold people on a lifestyle. People wanted to be that type of person who would wear Lululemon. And then once they were sold on the lifestyle, then Lululemon's like, oh, by the way, we've got the pants that match the lifestyle that we are selling you. That's the best way to do it, is to zoom out one step beyond whatever the niche is that you help people with and say, what's more broadly the lifestyle that I am selling? Like for me, I want to help people create and get paid for it. And also to, find their inner purpose and to grow spiritually and find more inner peace. There's lots of different things that I would associate with my brand. And I don't feel like I'm doing a good enough job talking about all of them. For some reason, there's always this pull to make all your content related to the offer that you're going to sell people. Like, oh, I won't make enough money if I don't make stuff that then I can link to my offer so I can just keep telling everybody about my offer all the time. I know nobody wants to hear that, and I don't like it when other people do that as well. So this is advice that I'm sharing with you, but it's also been a gradual learning lesson for me as well, is that what we're really doing is we're building personal brands where we talk about the life that we aspire to create for ourselves and the ones that we think that other people should think about creating for themselves as well. So when you think about your niche, yes, you need to pick something crisp and potent and something that people will pay for. And then you should make at least 20% of your content around that topic. You have to be known for something. You can't make all your content around like, hey, this is my vlog and I'm going to the pool today, and then be like, do you want to buy my coaching program? It just wouldn't make any sense, right? So you make a portion of your content around the thing that you're going to sell. And that way people kind of peg you as, okay, this is kind of what that person does. But then show them that there's a lot more to you and that you have depth. If you think about the friends that you hold the most dearly, you probably had a couple deep conversations where you really clicked with that person and you got to know them on a deeper level and you realize that you think alike and you share the same principles and the same values. It's important that you put that stuff out to the market as well, and that not everything that you create is just, oh, here's the 3 tips on how to have a better website. Because content like that is just going to create a transactional relationship with your audience. It's commoditized, and honestly, AI already can create content like that. So you have to stand out by showing more of you and by going broader than just your niche. This will allow you to build an audience of people who like you and trust you and will follow you because they want to go on the same journey you're going on. You'll be able to follow your own curiosities. And when you figure something out, you can turn around and package up a solution and sell it to them. So I hope this helps you, because I wish somebody would have slapped me in the face and told me this when I got in the game, and I could have built a personal brand on day one instead of being the real estate investing guy. I know that I would be miles and miles ahead of where I am today if I had taken that positioning. If you need some help figuring out what your personal brand is all about, I put together a new offer called the 14-day one-on-one Nail Your Niche Challenge, where you and I work together one-on-one for an intense 2-week period 2, figure out what is your niche to create your offer, and then create a content system that allows you to talk about the topic, whatever your niche is, but also incorporates those broader, more personal brand elements so that you do not get pigeonholed. I will put a link in the pinned comment in the description if you want to learn more about that. Appreciate you all being here. I'll see you soon.